Yo, what's up? Back. This is going to be a June reading. I'm going to try a few things here. I'm going to do 3 cards for overall for June, 3 cards for love for June, 3 cards for profession activities for June. So we'll see how it goes. Let's get to it. Got a new camera here, so I'm trying this out as well. I'm going to put 3 groups of 3. All right. No particular order, just 3 groups of 3. So this is going to be your overall. It's whatever facing you is right side up. So I'm gonna take these from the top. This is your overall. That King of Swords reversed, putting the swords down. Emperor, got some good dominion. Queen of Swords, strong. It's gonna be a strong month. I think a lot of stuff is going down. Love. Death. All right. It's like my favorite card. What's up to the Scorpios? How about that? 9 of Cups. Couldn't really be better for love there. 6 of Pentacles. Fantastic. And then this will be profession. Tower. Love it. 7 of Pentacles. Magician reversed. All right. There we go. Let's move that over. So overall, we got a lot of royalty right here. We got the King of Swords reversed and the Queen of Swords bookending the Emperor. So, I mean, the Emperor to me is just dominion, boundaries. You're setting your own course. You're intrepid. This is it's an Aries card. He's got the ram here on his throne. He's got this scepter here, which is kind of strength. You know, it could be male virility. And, you know, he's sitting amongst these mountains in the back. So he's at an elevated position. This card is it's a card of setting up boundaries and protection and building your empire. I think you're going to be very focused on getting things done and setting up sort of fail-safes for the things that you're doing. So I like this card so much for focus. And then here on the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords reversed. When I saw King of Swords, I was thinking, okay, like we're not going to be defensive. What I like about the King of Swords is, although he's very stern, he has this butterfly here, which is a transformation. So, I mean, once again, I think this kind of goes with the Emperor in that there's a focus that's going to be there, but the focus is going to lead to this transformation, this building. I think you're going to find yourself as a new person coming out of this month. And these are 2 heavily mind-oriented, kind of logical, even the Emperor too, this sort of male polarity, all very logical right here. So as far as getting stuff done, I really like this. This Queen of Swords, to me, I see that as personal authority, setting your own boundaries, looking forward. Got the sword raised just as an appeal to the mind. But, you know, she's in charge, and, you know, she's not particularly happy, nor is the king either. But it's this very straight laser-like focus that's coming into play here. So, I guess with the King of Swords reversed too, it's like there's so much in these 3 cards that is logical, focused, getting things done, following and pursuing goals, setting up fail-safes, creating boundaries. Just with this little reverse too, it's like I think it's important to check in that you're making sure that it's not 100% that. I think you can take a break, or you might want to step back from the progress every now and then, and maybe on the weekend you just kind of write some intentions for the week, or maybe even at a lesser time interval. I think that would be very helpful too, but I really like this as far as focus and getting things done. Now here on the love, we just talked about this overall perspective here. We've got death, we've got 9 of Cups, we got 6 of Pentacles. Death is this, it's even here, what we talked about is this metamorphosis, especially particular to the King of Swords with the butterfly there. The death is the perfect card for I guess a higher level understanding. I think I heard it recently in which somebody said, there's no real gurus out there. I'm certainly not a guru. There's a lot of people that might market themselves as such, but really the only guru is death. And so it's kind of going through this difficult experience brings forth the new life. And that's what I see as the white flower on the black flag here that death brings forth in the city, or amongst the children and the elders. So death cannot be avoided by anybody because he's trampled over royalty here. And there's even this is kind of a hierophant, a religious, somebody who's been pretty involved in mentally contemplating death and the nature of the spirit, but he even trembles in fear. So we're not immune to these changes. I think the best is to let them take place and let that happen as much as possible. So if we do have a moment, if we face any sort of struggle or any uncomfortable emotions, I think it's worthwhile to take that moment, particularly here with the King of Swords reversed, and just feel it out and say, hey, 30 minutes, I'm gonna get rid of all my distractions. I'm gonna allow myself to feel this discomfort. I'm just gonna sit in it, and then after 30 minutes, I'll go forward. But I think it's really important to go through that process. Therefore, it won't bubble up later. And then, with love, what's coming up? We've got charity and we've got contentment. So this Pentacles is, it's an earth sign, so it could be kind of this sensual pleasure. Find you're receiving things from the world as I'm sure you're giving them out. But there's a lot of balance here, and the work that you put in, especially the work that will impact others, or even if it impacts yourself in a great way, it starts to build your spirits. There'll be a balance of what can be given out to the world too. So I think you'll find, with these two, you're going to experience some great joy this month. And it's kind of this yin and yang. You're going to have, this is like the yang, the so-called male energy, the logical, going out and pursuing things. And then on the other side of that is the yin. It's the taking advantage of pleasures. I mean, this Nine of Cups here, as far as love, is probably one of the best that it could be. Two of Cups, Three of Cups are really good too. But this is number 9. It's like almost a process of completion. So maybe you had your goal, or maybe you had your mindset on something in the kind of emotional realm, in a relationship, and I think maybe you'll see that to conclusion this month. So yeah, looking really good there. As far as the profession and activities, we've got our friend the Tower, number 16. What I really like about the Tower is that, again, it's an inevitable process, just like death for everybody. Because here you have a commoner and royalty, somebody with a crown, somebody without a crown, are both falling from the tower. They've erected this tower, which is false, and now it needs to come down. And this lightning striking the crown right there is, all right, well, let's unseat these belief systems that aren't working for you. Maybe you've gotten to a point of your career or an activity in which you've plateaued and you haven't seen a lot of progress. And so what has to happen is that there needs to have like a come to Jesus moment, or something that changes your perspective on how to go forward. And so this really sets the stage, just like the major arcana here. We're at number 16. What comes after the Tower is stars, sun, judgment, world. It's kind of the completion of the process. So this is an absolutely imperative, necessary, wonderful step to take place here. And then here, just similar, this is 7. You've got the number 7 with the Pentacles. This is stepping back from a project, evaluating what's going on before the final steps to completion. And so I think you're going to have that focus to bring it to completion. That's what's here in the overall. And the Seven of Pentacles, I think, portends well towards making that happen. You've got this Magician reversed. I think what's coming up, Magician is you've got everything at your disposal. You can create, I think a key here with the analemma, is figure 8 on top of the Magician's head, is that you get alignment. I consider the middle of the 8 as the heart. And then on one end, you've got the head, and the other end, you've got the procreative, the sex organs, the area of your body that creates, maybe your sacral, your lower chakra, your motor, but it's all connected there in the heart. So ideally, since I see that this is reversed, I don't consider that a bad thing. But I think it's a matter of, okay, maybe we're going to step back from our job right now, but that gives us the opportunity to see if our heart and our head are aligned. Then we can create the last steps and move past this tower moment, and all will be freaking amazing. So yeah, really looking forward to June as a month here. Oh, hey. All right, attempt 1 with the new camera. But I think you're going to have this great focus. I think it's good to step back, take periodic evaluations of process towards what it is that you want to do. I've got my little checklist of June things that I want to get done. So I've got kind of these big goals, but then I've got daily goals that I'm setting for myself, and I've got little bubbles that I'm going to fill in every day. I really, really, really like having something tangible, something analog that I can mark on to show my improvement. It's like I get that dopamine just from putting that check there in the box, or circling, filling in the little circle. That makes a big difference to me. That's telling myself that I accomplished, and I can look back on that, and there's no way in hell that I'm going to miss another day, because now I've got this trend out. Another thing that I would say is, if now you're considering this change of course, you've had death, you've had tower, there's going to be a change of course. Great things lie ahead. Great things lie ahead. When you decide that you want to change course, I like the idea of establishing the new habit that you want, but only start off minimally. So maybe for the first 2-3 weeks of June, you could say, all right, well, I'm going to do, like if you wanted to go out and run like I do, instead of saying I need to run 5 miles a day, let's say, like the least thing that I need to do to accomplish what I want to do for the day is to go outside and walk for 3 minutes. Guys, inevitably there's going to be days where, as you're starting off the new habit, you're not going to want to do like the 5 miles a day. It's just too much for you to handle, and you get kind of demotivated maybe after a few days. Of course, the dopamine hit wears away of like, oh, I planned it all out, now it's going to be perfect, and then 4 days later you're like, oh man, I'm tired and it's late and I don't want to do this. But I think it's more important to keep momentum going at first, so I'd recommend making yourself a very minimum. You can still have an intention of, I would like to go out and run 5 miles a day, or whatever it is, something that's going to take a little bit more time. But for those days as you're starting out, in order to build the habit, in order to come into the realization that you are the type of person that can go run 5 miles a day and you are healthy, bridge the gap from now, like zero momentum, to all the momentum in the world by setting a very minimal standard for something that you have to do. It's had 3 weeks, 21 days, I think is perfect. Get your mark chart, go ahead and start knocking those out. And we don't need to wait till the new year to start the new thing. But even with this reading, it seems like you've got everything set up. You're pretty much to the finish line, and this is professionally and love relationship wise, and you're the king or queen for that matter. So go ahead and make it happen, and enjoy your June. Later.